Hey guys, you alright? It's Tom again, also known as the book Geordie. I'm going to do a review of Haunted by Chuck. Don't know his second name, I think it's Palahniuk. But stay tuned because I'm going to review this, and trust me, it ain't a good one. So like I've said in my previous videos, I want to read like disturbing books, thriller books, horror books, right? And this cropped up time and time again. But guess what? It was absolutely shite. So I've seen loads of reviews on Goodreads and on YouTube of people saying how good it is, how scary it is, how disturbing it is. For me, it was none of them things. It was just absolutely boring. So first impressions of the book, right? It looks like it's going to be scary or disturbing. You've got this main image here of a girl looking scared. The font's quite scary. You've even got a parental warning sign up here. And they've got a little quote here that says, by turns nauseating, didn't have that at all for me, like, darkly funny how bad it was, and brutally graphic. Was some parts that were graphic, but I'm going to go into that. So having looked at the front cover, I'm going to read you the blurb on the back, right, and see what you think as first impressions. Going blind. Haunted is a novel made up of stories, 23 of the most horrifying, hilarious, mind-blowing, stomach-churning tales you'll ever encounter. They are told by the people who have answered an ad headlined Artist's Retreat, Abandon Your Life for 3 months. Sounds quite good, that, to be fair. They are led to believe that here they will leave behind all the distractions of real life that are keeping them from creating the masterpiece that is in them. But here turns out to be a cavernous and ornate old theatre where they are utterly isolated from the outside world. So far, it sounds good. People trapped in an old theatre, got the setting on point, being forced to write the best written fiction that they can, or novels or masterpieces. And where heat and power, and most importantly, food, are in increasingly short supply. And the more desperate the circumstances become, the more desperate the stories they tell. And the more devious their machinations to make themselves the hero of the play/movie/non-fiction blockbuster that will be certainly made from their plight. And then on the back again, yeah. Deeply brutal and provocative, Haunted is harshly compulsive, eye-bleeding stuff. Right, so got this book, opened it up, and I just started reading, and I was thinking, what the fuck is going on? The first page is confusing. Like, I don't even know what's going on. There's about, I can't even remember, right? There's about at least 20 characters with ridiculous names like Mother Nature, Matchmaker, Miss America, Reverend Godless, Duke of Vandals, Saint Gutfrey, Earl of Slander. I'm sure you'll agree, when you read a book and there's more than like 5 characters, it's really hard to just keep track of what is going on. With this book, I didn't have a Scooby-Doo what was going on. There's absolutely no character development whatsoever, and I couldn't care less what happened to the characters. I really couldn't care less. Like, I didn't feel sorry for any, I didn't feel disturbed by what they were doing, I didn't feel unhappy. Like, my emotion was like just nil point. So the structure of the book is in like 3 bits. So you have the main storyline that's going on as them in the theatre. Then you have a poem before each character tells you their story, and the poem's about them. Then you have the disturbing, brutal, gut-wrenching stories. You may have heard of like the most famous story, Guts, right? And didn't want to spoil myself. I looked on Wikipedia and it was like controversy around this story. And when I read it, from saying that people fainted from reading it, I was actually like, what on earth is wrong with people? Don't get us wrong, right? The story is a bit like sickening. It makes you feel a little bit woozy, but nothing to be like, I can't read any more of the book. I'm going to pass out. I'm going to throw it on the floor and never pick it up or back up again. It's like, nah, what is going on with people's thoughts reading this piece of shit? Out of the stories, there's 23 in total, and there's one, right? One that I thought was a little bit disturbing, right? He's gone to town on it for a really sort of brutal topic, things that would trigger people, things that people might feel a bit worried reading. And that was the only one for me. I was reading it thinking, yeah, okay, I understand. This is pushing the envelope a little bit. But all the rest of the stories were either proper boring, like I was just reading it to get through it, or were just being like gruesome and disgusting for disgusting's sake. Like, he was thinking of the most disgusting things that you could think of and putting them on paper. And for me, I don't think that's talent. I just think it's absolute trash, to be honest with you. Like, I've never read a book where I've hated so much, but I've been so much looking forward to reading it. I just honestly could not get away with it at all. So as the story goes on, people are trapped in the theatre, obviously emotions are high, food's scarce, there's no washing facilities, there's no water to drink, and they all just sort of turn on each other. They start like torturing each other and start chopping fingers off and chopping dicks off, and just all because they think they're going to get famous when they eventually get out for this mind-blowing, disgusting situation that they've been in. I say myself as like quite an intelligent guy, right? I wouldn't say I've got like an IQ of like sky high, but I think I'm quite intelligent. But when I was reading this book, right, I was thinking I don't actually understand what's going on. Like, I really don't understand like the poems before the character tells a story. I was reading it and I was like, I don't have a clue what is going on here. Like, I actually don't understand at all. And I'm thinking, is it just me or what? Then I went on to Goodreads and looked at all the 1-star reviews, and I'm thinking, it's not just me who doesn't have a clue what's going on. Other people in the community who don't have a clue what this book was about. But on the other hand, I'm thinking, who's giving it 5 stars? Like, who's actually giving this book 5 stars? Like, come on. There's no way on earth you can give this 5 stars. If you like this kind of trash, right, don't bother recommending me any books, because I will not read them. I just... So was there any pros to the book? Nah. Do you know what? I actually don't think there was. Like, the cover, probably. I like the cover. I like the vintage look of the cover. And on the back, that's the only thing I think was a pro of it. And one story, I think, made us feel a bit like, not disturbed, but a bit like, this is interesting. This is a bit, you know, a bit different. But other than that, in terms of pros, like, just not for me at all. Not for me. So guys, that was my review of Haunted by Chuck. I'm not even going to say his second name because I can't pronounce it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please comment, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.